You cannot. Hold on. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
You better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Activate. Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You cannot.
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit,
You
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You cannot.
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit,
You
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Activate. Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way. So
Holy Spirit,
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey, hey, hey.
You
Hold
cannot.
on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit,
You
activate.
better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get them, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get them, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Let's go. Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh no.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey, hey,
Activate. Let's go.
they say I ain't saved cause I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need and that's it. They always in my business cause they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit
Hi. OMG. Did you guys notice I was on time today? Did you guys notice that? I'm on time often. You guys just don't pay attention to it. So I'm going to need y'all to pay attention to the fact that I was here basically on time. Okay? I was on the verge. Little piece. You know, like how when a bell ring, but you like in the classroom, but you're not in your seat. And I'm a girl. That's what it's given. Okay, the bell rung, but I'm here though. It's like I'm in here. Like, I'm not in the hallway. It's like I'm in the classroom. Okay. So I love you guys. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please notice that I was pretty much on time. So what says, so is 50 Cent baby mama in the court doc? Yeah. We're gonna get into those too. We're gonna be pulling up those docs. Hello, everyone. I love you all. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Diddy's going down. We love to see it. Diddy's going down. We love to see it. Okay. That is what's going on as of recently. Well, not necessarily recently. But Young Miami, okay, Carisha, okay, Miss Carisha, please. She was allegedly, y'all, transporting pink snow. The Diddy girl. Oh my goodness. Allegedly, Carisha was over there. So who I'm about to sleep with? And I'm a girl. Y'all. Allegedly, Carisha was over there. And it was pink. And I'm a girl. Yes. Yes. That's why shit I'm peed on, spit on, all type of stuff, and I'm a girl. Did it done in the Carisha career. Okay. Now the other day, people on social media was like, Young Miami, where you at, girl? Like Carisha, where you at, girl? Then here I am. She hurry up, hopped out the woods, and I'm a girl. And she present, and I'm a girl. Now she ain't said not a word. Okay. It looks like Carisha, Young Miami, has lawyered up. Like, so we all knew that Diddy had to be, using Carisha for some type of actual purpose because gross. And I'm not saying like Carisha's gross. I'm saying to Diddy, she's gross, right? Because Diddy, his children's mothers and stuff like that, they're more like sophisticated women and whatnot. Women with promise. And when it comes to Carisha, and I'm a girl, we knew he wasn't popping no child up in her. Absolutely not. So, okay, so there are court docs, okay, that proves that Diddy was not that into her. Okay. We're gonna pull those up. There's court docs, there's proof that Diddy just wasn't that into her. Absolutely not. So 50 Cent reacts to his baby mama Daphne Joy being named as one of Diddy's ex-workers in the latest suit. 50 says, I didn't know you was an ex-worker. You little ex-worker. LOL. Yo, this ish is a movie. Okay, so if you don't know who she is, Daphne Joy has a son by 50 Cent, and Diddy only started messing with her, and I'm a girl, because she used to deal with 50. Okay, so it was that she was out of spite, and I'm a girl, and she took the bait in the coin and whatnot. Now she is listed in this lawsuit with LaRod as one of the women that was in, pretty much escort, Ocean, a little piece of streetwalker. Inside of her, and I'm gonna go just a little piece. A streetwalker, a hooker, in her, and I'm a girl. So before we get into that, let's get into all the people that have been, because we haven't been getting into this like low-key hot topics. We're gonna get into the people that have been defending Diddy and having sympathy and empathy for Diddy and his churn. Now, first up is Akbar Pop Quiz V. Okay. Yes, absolutely. And the war for a deadbeat mother goes too. Absolutely. Akbar V is definitely giving deadbeat baby daddy. Okay. Is what that word. But she decides to come forward and defend Diddy low key. Akbar says, now this is a lot of ignorance that I'm about to read to y'all. Okay. Now, I can translate it if you want me to, but Akbar Pop Quiz V did not graduate. Okay. She did not get her GED. She absolutely did not. But she decides to come forward with broken English. Girl. And Akbar Pop Quiz, where's your churn V says, I don't know what did or what he didn't do, but what I gotta find more disturbing is how the black community is only community at his throat. Not sparing the kids and not nobody and trying to prove. That's what she said. That's what that's what she said. I'm just whatever. Bad daughter, because she said effing, but whatever. Daughter on the internet. And therefore them are babies, shouted. Once again, I don't know what true or not true, but always prove my point. I see why I said skin color would be public only against each other. Black people, we don't know stick together at all. That. Now I'm black to say nigga all the boy at the innocent here in the grill, they laugh now and they're joking with one of the other people pain shouted. Then she also said, but when I find more disturbed, if you and that caddy Caucasian going against each other on the internet, they gonna stand together, shit together, you know, them they might at all. Y'all may hate y'all that measure, but y'all know our hands true. His daughter is poor and I had a daughter and I don't with nobody paying on the kid. I cruise school sometime. Let's start what to do, shout. Yeah. That's what she said. That's what she said. Lord have mercy. So Akbar Pop Quiz V has came forward. Would y'all like me to read it again? Gross. Ooh girl. Ooh girl. Ooh girl. So now look at here. Not here. Okay, fine. I can read it in like English, but it's still the same thing. It's literally gibberish. It's literally gibberish. Akbar, we don't care. We literally don't care. Moving right along, let's get into the next one up, which I believe is Clarice. Now, Clarice says he was praying for Diddy's kids and thinking about things from their perspective.
There's so much shit coming across our timelines that we just don't care anymore. We don't care. So I don't want anyone to confuse me last night before I went to sleep, I was praying. I found myself praying for Diddy's kids. I was thinking about Justin and Christian Combs and thinking about the twins who go to school with my daughter. My daughter and his twins have been at pretty much every birthday party. And then I'm just thinking to myself, see, a lot of people go after Diddy, beat him down for whatever he's either did or being accused of, allegedly. And then it's all about him, right? And I was thinking about the family. I was thinking about the kids. I was thinking about, now it seems like there's so much shit coming across our timelines.
Clarice, we don't care nothing about what these children feel about what their father did. What don't y'all get about that? It's like all the unfits is coming forward at the same time. It's like all of the people that ain't doing necessarily right by their churn is coming forward all at once. Yeah, we're gonna need y'all to shut the up Okay? Because it would take an idiot to go and blame the children, okay, like the daughters and Quincy and the baby love. What would we? You're insane. It's something wrong with you if you will go and troll them. Troll them for what? What did the twins do to anybody? What did baby love do to anybody? What did Quincy do to anybody? Okay, so we don't care about that. See, this is why it's deflection. Because when you come forward, oh, well, what about the kids? The kids, I'm thinking about the kids. I'm thinking about the kids. Why? I'm not. My title say Diddy. I'll come live and go at Diddy. I'm not talking about the Combs twins. They didn't do nothing. What they do? What they do? Like, yeah, they didn't do anything. There's no reason for me to go. It's something wrong with if a person is trolling them, coming in their DM saying anything crazy or underneath their comments saying crazy things to them. It's something wrong with the person that's saying that. So that's weird. I think this is what y'all do when it comes to people that y'all like or you're neutral with and whatnot. You want to find a way to make them human when they've been human the whole time. They were human when they were doing all these things. So it's taken away from what happened to the victims because y'all want to make it seem like, oh, well, I don't give up. Did he need to care about how his kids feel about this? He did it. Why would I care about how the Combs twins feel about what their dad did? I don't care. I'm not their dad. The judgment's not on me. So I don't care how they feel about it. So I don't, because I didn't do this. I'm not their father. I'm not publicly shaming them. And they're going to talk to their daddy about that. Those ain't my daughter. Yeah, it's unfortunate, the energy surrounding their father, but it has nothing to do with them. They're innocents. No one should be going after them like. So y'all make it seem like y'all doing PSA announcement for the children, like people are trolling and harassing and stalking the children. They're not. No, they're doing it to their daddy. See, this is what y'all deflecting from. Stop. Shut the fuck up. If you so concerned about the churn, cry Reese. Mister, what more do you want from me? What did he say when you was crying with your child support? Looking around, everybody on mute. Like yet no one cared. Just like we don't care right now, cry Reese. Look at here. Oh, Jody, my Jody. Where's Taraji? Girl, come get Jody, girl. Because look at here. Let's not. You're trying to remove. You're not going to make Diddy look like a good person. You're not. I don't care what experiences you had with him, because he threw a nice party for his daughters and you attended it, so you just got to see part of the monster. You only got to feel a piece of the monster. I only saw good things in him. And shut up, Clarice. Like, yeah, we're not worried about the churn. Okay. The twins about to be grown. Quincy grown. Justin grown. Christian grown. What? Y'all act like these is babies. No. Baby love with her mama. As far as we can say, her mama ain't got too much to do with nothing. Her mama chilling. So, baby, the baby, she's fine. Yeah, she's good. She has a nurturing family. She's good mother. She'll be fine. What y'all so what? What? Like, yeah, shut up. Y'all look weird. Y'all really do. Moving right along, let's get into the allegations. Why not? Let's get into the allegations. And I'm a girl. I found it on Twitter too. Okay, we're going to get into that. But before we do, I want to get into the allegations. So, Homeland Security officer reportedly said Diddy raid was based off of concrete allegations collected from victims. When charges come down, we will get him wherever he is. Another girl. Let's get into this. Shout out to the neighborhood talk. It says it's no secret that Diddy's homes were raided, stemming from allegations made in an ex-trafficking lawsuit. Well, some busting down his front doors, feds claim they talked to alleged victims who told them exactly what to look for. In a statement to the New York Post, an officer with the Department of Homeland Security said, "We believe there is a disturbing history of ex-trafficking," the officer went on to say. "We are responding to concrete, detailed, explicit allegations. This is not random. We did not choose his name out of a hat. We had allegations that we're following up on." Why does it keep going down further? Sorry. Okay. Feds collected a number of electronics, including phones and cameras from Diddy's homes. Associated and private jet, feds say the civil suit against Diddy, including Cassie, is what launched the investigation. Now, this is why Diddy, again, wanted to settle with Cassie so quickly. That's why he settled as soon as possible, because it can start off as civil, but when even in a civil suit, if you are listing crimes that and the person has been charged for them, charges can and will come up, and with concrete evidence, specific things to be like, look, boom, 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 and then to say this is what happened, and then boom, 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 like we gotta get you. We got to get you, and we're going to get you. But this is deliberate. Again, this is the elite, because Natania is, I believe her name, the woman that Diddy pop out in the face. We're going to get into her. She just did an interview. She's been saying since the 90s, early 2000s. Yeah, early 2000s, that Diddy pop out her. And nothing was done. Nobody did anything. So again, it's not like this stuff is new. This is why the elite, is 86 in him. Like, you got to go. All of this is deliberate. And another reason it's all deliberate, because even the feds say that these, the raids the investigation stemmed from the lawsuits, including Cassie's. So Diddy and Cassie's lawyers sat down before Cassie ever submitted the lawsuit into the court system for a settlement agreement for them not to go further with the lawsuit. Diddy offered her upwards at the beginning between $1 and $10 million. She countered with 30. She said she wanted 30 million. Obviously, he agreed, but she still submitted the lawsuit anyway. So I believe when she submitted the lawsuit and when they sat down for negotiations again, when he called her back and they settled pretty much within 24 hours, I think it was for a way bigger sum, like way bigger, because he wanted this to go away immediately, because how quickly charges can stem from these lawsuits. And it's exactly what is happening. And again, it's the evidence, not the allegations. That's another thing I think people should be pointing out too. It's not the allegations, like people coming forward saying something. It's the evidence submitted. Lil Rod submitted certain evidence, and we're going to go over it. Submitted evidence that came true, like all of the things that he had called out. So with these raids, they did these raids because, again, he had hours and hours and hours. He had audio, footage, pictures, so much stuff. So if they're going off of, because a lot of stuff the public hasn't seen. So we don't know exactly what all Rodney Jones, what all he gave to Homeland Security or the FBI or whoever. We don't know what all he gave. We have no, and neither does Diddy. This is the problem. This is why I believe Lil Rod when he's saying that Diddy's and his associates are, calling him with, and stuff like that. Wanting to unalive him and stuff like that, because they don't know. They have no idea what all he has. And he was the videographer. So I believe Diddy thought he had all the tapes, he had everything, he had the cameras, all of that stuff. And Lil Rod had his own copy, of everything. And this is how he's popping them, because everything he's come forward with has been concrete, like stone. And Diddy is trembling. And so is Yung Miami. Yung Miami, you should be very afraid, extremely afraid, Yung Miami, which let's get into that. Let's get into Yung Miami. The Fed said they will get Diddy and there will be coming charges. There will be. Meaning when they did that raid because they already have charges that they're bringing up upon him. But the more evidence, the better. Because the more evidence you get, the more charges you can bring upon a person. And the federal agent said that it's a disturbing history, meaning it's been happening for a very long time. So it stems back really far. And so that they have their work cut out for them. So they need to get as much as possible because it's not only Lil Rock, as they said, lawsuits, including Cassie's. There's the Jane Doe. There's the woman that's suing from that went to Syracuse that Diddy R-worded and recorded and sent to people and whatnot. So there's all type of, evidence that has been submitted that now Homeland Security and others have. So Diddy is about to go down in the worst way. They're going to do him worse than Bill Cosby. Like it's about to get bad. So let's get into this lawsuit. I have the document too, but let's do this one first with Daphne Joy and Yung Miami. 50 Cent's baby mama Daphne Joy and Yung Miami allegedly received a monthly fee from Diddy to serve as ex-workers, according to court docs. Daphne Joy and Yung Miami allegedly received a monthly fee from Diddy to serve as his ex-workers, according to court docs. Now, I can pull up articles right now of Yung Miami, and when her and Diddy have fell out a couple times, and it was stated that she was on like a budget, that she did get like what was like upwards of like $100,000 or $300,000 like a month of spending through Diddy. It wasn't specified what it was for besides them dating, besides them being together. But so that is true. There was literally, I could go pull them up right now. When they broke up and got back together, and then 500,000. Shout out to Angelique. She says 500,000. Yeah. So we know the allowance, if you will. That's true. The monthly payments, that's true. So we're not gonna make it seem like all of a sudden now, all of a sudden now that YouTube user says I heard it was 5,000. Yeah. So yeah, we're not gonna make it seem like Alexis. Should I say Alexis, hi sweetheart? She says he was giving her around 300K, 100K a month, and she was mad because he lowered it. Right, and then they break up because he lowered it, and they have broke up. Then they had got back together because he had sent her like a bed of roses, like a literal bed of roses and all of that stuff, and hiked it back up for her. So we know there was a monthly allowance, fee, stipend, whatever you want to call it, payment, whatever you want to call it. We know it was, in the public. According to the court docs recently updated. So again, these are new things that have been submitted as of recently. Rodney Jones against Diddy. Daphne Joy is accused of receiving a monthly fee from the hip hop mogul to serve as an ex-worker. And it says here, Robin Green, and this is from the court document. Robin Greenhill, the accountant, would ensure the wiring, funds transfer, or cash payments to ex-workers. Frankie Satella, Moy Bond, Brendan Paul, which is the man that was just arrested, the 25-year-old. Again, like we said, the reason that dude just got popped, Brendan Paul, is because of Lil Rod. Okay, so it's giving that before this information came out in the court documents, before they updated, he's given maybe Homeland Security to wanted to go and do some stuff because of what's to come out. Because again, a lot of the charges or the investigation, I should say, are stemming from the lawsuits. Lil Rod being specifically the pinpoint, his lawsuit right now, because his allegations are something out of this world. The things that he has said and listed inside of this lawsuit. So, and KK would also be responsible for ensuring payment to ex-workers in cash. Yung Miami, Jade, and Daphne Joy were paid a monthly fee as Mr. Combs' ex-workers and received payments via wire transfer from Robin Greenhill, which outlined defendants' ongoing criminal operation. So again, I believe that they have proof of these wire transfers for why Carisha is about to be in some hot water, a lot of hot water, and not necessarily for these wire transfers, more so of whatever, if anybody was being affected and she was there, but being a paid worker, meaning it wasn't against her will, meaning she's doing this because she's getting paid to, she's an accessory, to the affecting. If you're doing it with him, riding with him, being transported with any of these people or women or men, and whatnot, because again, this is an affecting case. So she could be implemented in it could be over for her, like in a major way, to where people don't even want to deal with her anymore due to her association with everything that was going on with this criminal operation. So yeah, she was a willing participant. She was not being held against her will, like a Cassie or someone like that. The 37-year-old Instagram model who shares son Sire Jackson with 50 Cent has been linked to the businessman for years. In 2022, she posted a birthday tribute to Diddy, sharing a picture of her and the music executive. Daphne Joy wrote as the caption, "Happy birthday to my favorite person at Diddy." Okay, and that's her with Diddy at the mansion that just got raided. She also shared what appeared to be a vacation photo alongside Diddy with the caption, "Blessed." Okay, girl. Shortly after Daphne Joy posted the moment on Instagram, the All About the Benjamins rapper was captured on camera on his knees praising Yung Miami at his 53rd birthday party. Known for being part of the rap group City Girls, Yung Miami is also accused of being paid a monthly fee to work as Diddy's ex-worker. She's also accused of transporting a synthetic rug referred to as pink snow shane. According to a medical website, it's known on the streets as Tusi, and its combination is pink food coloring, strawberry flavoring, ketamine, caffeine, and MDMA. Miami girl. Woo. This is not good. Traveling with that Dizzy adrenochrome. That adrenochrome girl. Wow. Miami. This is not good. This is not good. In the amended lawsuit, Rodney Jones Jr. claimed that Diddy requested the drug from his alleged mule, Brendan Paul, when he was rehearsing for a performance. However, when Brendan Paul said he forgot to pack it, Diddy's chief of staff, Christina Karam, called Yung Miami, who purportedly brought it to the event, according to court documents. Ooh, Carisha, please. Carisha, this is not good, sweetie. Furthermore, Brendan Paul was arrested on Monday, March 25th by the Miami-Dade Police Department for possession of Snow and marijuana. The arrest happened as federal agents raided Diddy's Miami and Los Angeles homes. What are your thoughts? My thoughts is this. They literally arrested this man that was traveling with the same substances with Diddy. So if Diddy think we stupid, you think the feds are not connecting you two people? He all up in the lawsuit. He all up in the lawsuit. Let's put a lawsuit up. Hold on, let's put a lawsuit up. Brendan is all up in the lawsuit, and this is before it was even updated. Hold on, this is before it was even updated. Hold on, because there's okay, Fahim. Where's is it at the beginning? Okay, no. Okay. I'm gonna go down more. He is all up and through this lawsuit. And this is before the police or the agents raided the home. Okay. Because this is about Karam, because he was just talking about, they were just talking about Karam, that Karam had Miami bring, and this is the woman that they're talking about, had her bring the pink substance. And this is before, okay, the documents were updated. According to Mr. Jones, during their 13-month that he lived with and traveled with Mr. Combs, he witnessed Mr. Combs display and dispute GUNs from his bedrooms, closet in Miami, Florida, and Los Angeles, California, to questionable individuals dressed in all black. According to Mr. Jones, during the 13 months he lived and traveled with Mr. Combs, he witnessed defendant Karam, which is Diddy's executive assistant, openly order her assistants to keep Mr. Combs high off gummies and pills. Defendant Karam required all employees, from the butler to the chef to the housekeepers, to walk around with a pouch or fanny pack filled with Schnane, GHB, marijuana gummies, and Toothy, a pink that is the combination of the C and Schnane. It's right there. It's on the screen. It's in the lawsuit, girl. He got pictures of it. Hello. That's not like this ain't new. He been said this. He said this originally. Look, girl's right there. He said it originally, girl. He said that Karam ordered everybody to have it. But just in case, because can't nobody run out. Keep him how he is. And I'm a girl. Easier for her to control him. Yes. But let's keep going. It was important to defendant Karam to have Mr. Combs' UGG of choice immediately ready when he asked for it. Defendant Karam ordered ex-workers and prostitutes for Combs. Defendant Karam ordered and distributed whole bunch of stuff, mushrooms, all that, to Mr. Combs and his celebrity guests who were presented on his rented yacht and in his homes in LA, NYC, and Miami. Why y'all think all three places just got hit? Like, he been said all this. On multiple occasions, defendant Karam forced Mr. Jones to carry Mr. Combs' UGG against his will. So this Karam lady even had Rod carrying around the pink pouch, girl. Yes. Even had him have it. No, keep this on you, but just in case. Just in case. Karam is Diddy's executive assistant. Hold on, I can pull her back up. She was the one that was photographed with him when he got popped. This is her. Hold on. Okay. Anyways, so I'm trying to make it. I'll save it and I'll make the picture bigger. But this is her. She is everywhere with him. He compared her to Ghislaine Maxwell. But that's her. That's who Karam is. Okay, the chief of staff. Okay, on multiple occasions as well. As the chief of staff, defendant Karam was instrumental in organizing and executing the RICO enterprise. Defendant Karam had the following individuals execute the following tasks for the RICO enterprise. Now look at this right here. Look at this girl. She has Stevie J recruit ex-workers and attend parties in freak-offs. Stevie J is the freak-off. Stevie J is the freak-off. And I'm my girl. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. So Stevie J is the freak-off. That's what it says. Recruits ex-workers and attends and participates in freak-offs. Justin Combs solicits prostitutes, underage, and ex-workers. Would engage in freak-offs. Justin Combs is a freak-off. That means Diddy was in the room and watched his son, coached his son, because, you know, Diddy directs. He tells you. I bought issue not. Look, I'll read it to you again. Because this is Karam, the chief of staff. This is the roles that she had people play that they, you know, would do for her. Stevie J will recruit ex-workers and attend and participate in freak-offs. Justin Combs, Diddy's son, solicits prostitutes, underage, and ex-workers. Would engage in freak-offs. Brendan Paul works as Mr. Combs' mule. He acquires and distributes Mr. Combs' Uggs and GUNSs. This is why Homeland Security went got him, why they were looking for him. Because he, you know, supplies. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And my girl. Mm-hmm. I believe Justin participated in the freak-offs because Justin is not Diddy's son. Diddy knows Justin is not his son biologically. He knows that he's not, because why didn't it say that Christian was involved in the freak-offs? It didn't say Christian. That's why Justin is in the lawsuit and not Christian. Mm-hmm. I believe he know that is his biological son, so that's why I feel like with Quincy, there's a story there with Quincy and Diddy. I believe there's a story there. Will he ever tell it? Who knows? But I mean, he doesn't owe us anything. But there's a story there. There is. And I'm like, oh no, it's still very so much growth. No. I could never. Raising a kid to no. Rather adopted into no. No, we're not going from changing diapers to you smashing it. Like, no. No such thing. Nobody, buddy. Just not happening. I find it weird when dads take their sons to like strip clubs and stuff. They're like, why? That's gross. Go take your son and drop him and his friends off at a strip club. Like, why do you got to be there? I just feel like that's weird. Why would you want to be? I wouldn't want to be aroused around my father. Gross. I just wouldn't want that. I don't want to walk past him and high five my dad. We both got boners. Like, that's gross. Like, that's why I feel like that's weird. Like, I'm like, why would you take your son to a strip club? Like, that's weird. Like, what? Like, I don't know, it's weird. But whatever. So yeah, I think it's inhumane to have that going on. Allegedly, raising this young man. You know, that's why I say these kids are in jail. They are in jail. So hold on, because there's another point too that I wanted to pub, because people keep saying, hold on, because we're going to get back into this, but I want to get into another point right here. Because people say, no, he didn't shine. No, he didn't shine. Mr. Combs is allowed to wreak havoc. 167 in this lawsuit, y'all. While living and traveling with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones discovered that Mr. Combs has hidden cameras in every room of his homes. Every single one. Anything that in room has a camera. Okay? So the daughter's rooms and the bathrooms, everything has a camera, every room. I'm not saying that. Rod's saying that. So when I'm saying these things because I do a lot of reading. So, the information just kind of, kind of just sticks up there. So, but he has cameras in every room. This is why it was very so much important for Homeland Security to struck when they struck, so they could get, because everything is on record. He don't even need to ask any questions about the allegations that's been happening in the house when there's a camera in every room. So it's like we can find everything, but it's literally like a movie. They can piece it together. This scene go with this scene. This camera over here recording this one. This was going on. This was going on right here too. So we put these together at the same time. It's just like a puzzle, and you just kind of just put it together. And all of the cameras have audio. That's why the tapes that were seized, the alleged urn that they found, is from each room in the house. Each one. So he got cameras on everybody at all times. So from what it's giving, if you're going to feel sorry for his children, feel sorry for that. Feel sorry that he had cameras on them, eyes on them when they was undressing, dressing, whatever. No privacy. No sense of privacy. No sense of privacy at all. Is what that word. So I did wanted to make that point because people kept saying in the chat, like, no, he does not have cameras and everything. Lil Rod said, while living and traveling with Mr. Jones discovered that Mr. Combs has hidden cameras in every room of his homes. Mr. Jones believes that Mr. Combs has recordings of defendants Lucian Charles Grange, Ethiopia, as well as other celebrities, music label executives, politicians, and athletes. Upon information and the belief these individuals were recorded without their knowledge and consent, and as is the case with the homosexual tape of Stevie J that Mr. Combs provided to Mr. Jones. Mr. Combs possesses compromising footage of every person that has attended his freak off parties and his house parties. So he has tapes of anybody that's participated in anything. So from the Trey Songz to the Usher, this is why Usher was just in Bali. This is why Usher was just in Bali. Cassie said in her lawsuit that she was on camera. She knows she was recording. She knows she was. And not just because he had a camera in his hand at time. Sometimes he didn't have a camera in his hands at all. He didn't have to when there's already one in the room. And my girl. So yeah, she said it. Oh yeah, there's plenty of tapes. Like I said, there are plenty of videos of it. Even some were sent to people, like 50 Cent and others were sent tapes of Cassie in freak-offs. And I think that's when, at times when Diddy was like threatening her when she was trying to leave him and get away from him, and stuff like that. I think, but 50 Cent is on record saying that one of Cassie's tapes was sent to him. Absolutely. Hold on, I can pull it up. Hold on, I have to find it. But yeah, 50 Cent, he said Cassie, he said, I'll pull it up real quick and we'll come back to the lawsuit. But yeah, 50 Cent. Hold on. Yeah, I already had a bookmark, but I got so many bookmarks. Let's pull that up real quick. Yeah, so he got a bunch of pictures of her, and then there was videos to follow. But yeah, he said it. Let's pull it up. 50 Cent's tirade against Diddy over explicit Cassie photos resurfaces after lawsuit. 50 Cent's rant against Diddy in 2010 regarding his relationship with Cassie has resurfaced after Bad Boy Records founder was accused of rape of his ex-girlfriend. Talking to DJ Who on Shade 45, 50 claimed he was recently sent explicit photos of Cassie and confronted Diddy about it over the phone. His quote, 50, "They sent me these girls' pictures," he said, referring to Cassie. "Not the ish that y'all saw. Worse, way worse, like penetration pictures. I called the inner and I said, yo, you effing with this girl? You like her like that?" He said, talking about Diddy, "Yeah, that's my girl." So I said, all right, I'm going to send you something. You look at it and you call me back. He continued. I sent him the photos and the pictures and everything. The Nina called back and was like, yo, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Yo, where you get these ish from? 50 says, they know if something crazy is going on if they send it to me. I make sure it gets out there. Like they, something going on with Diddy, they send it to me, I'm gonna post it. So they sent it to me. I really kind of felt like those photographs were not happening because of Cassie. I felt like they were happening because of Puffy. Now, again, he's stating these pictures was happening because, and this is way before Cassie's lawsuit. This was in 2010. So this is way before Cassie's lawsuit came out. Because a video went to follow that was going around about Cassie, but you didn't see Cassie's face. So since Cassie's face was kind of like her chest down and whatnot in the person, he said these photographs are being taken because somebody was telling them that, like, clearly it wasn't like her being intimate with somebody and the pictures being taken, penetration, stuff like that. Basically, a third party had to take the photos because of how close up the camera was, meaning there was a third party. Because how can you do that while doing the do? Take it like that type of angle and whatnot. Like, no, it would have to have been somebody else taking the photo. So he said that's why he didn't feel comfortable doing anything with her or anything like that, because he didn't feel like it was Cassie that wanted the pictures to be taken. He felt like it was more so like against her will. He didn't feel good about the photos. So yeah, there's plenty of images. And then he hit this puff up and well, where you get those from? Thanks for telling me. I appreciate it. You put the pictures out there. Like, anybody dumb? Like, you put the pictures out there. Like, idiot. Like, oh, we're stupid. We don't know that. Did he put these? Like, you put the photos out there. I stole my car, Jody. So, okay, let's go back up to Carisha and the photographs too. So here is Frankie Santella, that's underneath the photo, but above is Diddy and Brendan Paul. This is the one that just got, well, I guess I can make it a little bigger. The one that just got arrested, Brendan Paul. So again, all of these allegations, all of these things are stemming from Lil Rod's lawsuit. And the majority of them haven't got to be true. So the Thanksgiving situation, that was with Yung Miami and her cousin. I think we already read that. But I want to get to the dirt. And then later on today, I'll show y'all the updated, everything that just got updated, because a lot of stuff got updated. So hopefully he submitted everything so we can read it all at the same time. Other than that, we'll just have to, keep coming back as the information gets updated. So, okay. We'll just scroll down because this is a lot of this stuff is kind of like with the racketeering and stuff. That's a lot to get into. So let's get into acts of wire fraud. Now, Diddy was allegedly wiring Carisha money and Daphne. And when y'all said earlier that Diddy had lowered the money, I don't think it was that. I think that Diddy kind of got caught up in this whole wire fraud thing, and it was lower sums because of, you know, them getting caught up. So let's get into that. Defendants committed multiple acts of wire fraud in violation of Statute 18. Defendants voluntarily and intentionally devised and participated in a scheme to defraud plaintiff out of money. In reliance on the mail, defendants committed these acts with intent to defraud the plaintiff, Jones, and the artists, creatives, musicians, and producers. Specifically, defendants agreed to each of the acts of wire fraud described throughout this complaint. In addition, defendants agreed to rely on interstate wires to decimate funds and to submit payment to ex-workers and prostitutes, as well as transfer payment for the distribution and procurement of UGGs and GUNSs. So with this wire fraud, everything that they were wiring things for were for illegal things. So they weren't using the wire fraud, allegedly. Diddy and his team, the Karam, chief of staff, all of them, anything that they wired, basically, when there was like, whether it was Cash App, paper, however they did it, or if they just did like a bank transfer, it was all due to something illegal. So that's going to make the Homeland Security, FBI, whoever, the feds, look into that. When you are sending money to someone, if it's in an abundance, if it's a large amount, the IRS is going to be on it immediately, like right away. They're going to want to know what this is for, why you're getting it. I can't just take $100,000 and just give it to you right now. I mean, unless it's in cash, that'll probably be the only way that's like to where it goes undetected. But even it's not undetected if I'm pulling it out of a bank. So if I pull out $100,000 out of a bank, the IRS is going to be alerted of something like that immediately. So in order to transfer funds, in order for the money, the paper trail to not go to Diddy, Diddy will give people like Karam, his chief of staff, permission to certain accounts, but it's his money. But she's using it to do these things, like with these wire transfers and stuff like that, whether they're artists or prostitutes or people for GUNSs, and stuff like that. It looks like the paper trail will fall back onto her to make it look like she's doing these things. No different than Brendan Paul just getting caught at the airport with UGGs and all of that stuff on him. He gets arrested, but Diddy don't. It's like, why not? Why not? Because why would Brendan is with Diddy? He has no job title to specifically be around him immediately. That is why he got popped in the first place, because he's known for UGGs. He's known for it. The person that has kept him off the radar from getting popped by the feds is Diddy. Getting on a plane with UGGs and traveling with them, who knows how long this has been going on, and the amounts. Who knows? So that's going to open up a whole nother can of worms. Diddy getting caught on the runway with a dude with UGGs that's known as a mule, and he on a runway with you? That's not good. This is bad. Because no one's stupid. Of course, Diddy's not going to have anything on his persons. He's not going to have anything on him. He's always going to have somebody, even in the lawsuits detail, the GUNSs, all of that stuff. Other people carry it from, whether it's a girl he got with him, or an assistant, or a bodyguard, or one of his kids. Like 100%. He always got a weapon nearby, but it's never on him. So he's been doing that for a long time. Like, that's nothing new. It's smart, but it's not like rocket science. Like, oh no, there's no way this weapon has anything to do with Diddy. Like, oh no, it has everything to do with you. It's around you, so it has everything to do with you. A type of situation. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. So Diddy thinks he's smart because he was having Karam do his dirty work. So the monthly payments that Carisha was getting, those were coming from Karam, from the chief of staff, the executive assistant. They weren't coming from Diddy. So when I'm saying about it being lost in translation to where it being lowered, Who knows if Diddy lowered it? Maybe Karam did. Maybe Karam felt like Carisha didn't deserve to be getting $500,000 a month. Like $500,000 for what? She's just a whore, So it's just like she don't deserve $500,000. Like, no, it needs to be lowered. Like, give her like 100 or 50. Like she don't need no 100K. 100K for what? Already gave her a successful show. She making coin off that. Other things she's branding, the DeLeon and Ciroc and all of that stuff. Like, she getting all these opportunities and, from companies and all of this stuff. No, lower that. Lower that. Because all she is a, okay? She's a skank. That's what she is. In her eyes, that's her worth. She don't really have any like worth, What else is she bringing to the table besides arse? Like, what is she bringing to the table? So maybe Karam is the one who lowered it, because again, all of the wire transfers, which they're accusing of Carisha and Daphne right now, of getting wire transfers for prostitution monthly, but it was for more so of freak offs. So I believe like Justin done slept with Carisha, Meek Mill, on and so forth. So many people done slept with her, like, because it's not Diddy. He's not paying her to sleep with him. If you pay attention to my other videos, Diddy likes to bring and attract women around him that are going to attract beautiful men to him, like men that he finds beautiful, right? So with Cassie, a lot of dudes wanted her, of all races, nationalities, all looks and types and whatnot. So she attracted a different type of energy. So it's the same thing with Carisha, like the Osiris, and whatnot. I believe he's the freak off. I believe that he got stiffed. I believe he got stiffed. I believe he went down there to Jamaica when Diddy called him down there, and because Carisha and him was down there too, and Osiris was a freak off down there, and he was supposed to, get. Diddy said he was going to take care of him, because Diddy always promised people things. The video with Justin Bieber, when Justin Bieber was 15. Oh, you got the what was it, Ferrari or Lamborghini? He was like, then we're gonna get you the house. He literally walked around on camera promising him things. He never gave Justin that car. He never got Justin a mansion. He never did any of those things. He didn't do none of that. Lil Rod, he told Lil Rod, the one in this lawsuit, not only was he gonna get him a Grammy, he said he was gonna get him a Grammy. He also said that a big payday was going to come too for him doing it, and giving him the credits for a lot of the tracks that he's doing, so that he could get a good royalty check from it, and all of that too. Promises. He promises these things, people things, is what he does. Cassie, record deal, all of that, signed her to what, a 10-album deal or something like that. The girl only made one album, technically not even a full album, and never dropped a full set of catalog of music after that. It's kind of just over, because he doesn't fulfill his promises. He does not, and he tricks a lot of people into doing these things. So it's all him just being the puppet master, when looking at people as things instead of people. Okay. So it's the same thing with Osiris. I believe that Diddy didn't, because when Osiris came back, when he broke down, when he was crying on live and saying that he didn't want to live anymore, and all of that stuff, that was after the freak off. That was after Jamaica. It was. And I believe he was feeling like, because he said nobody was there for him. Like, nobody looks out for him. All the people that was in his corner, like the Drakes, the Diddies, all those, they just kind of just left him, to the wayside. Just left the dead, basically. And I think he did some things that he wasn't necessarily proud of, for people that he thought, and not even that, because knowing that he spikes things and all of that stuff, who knows? Who knows? Who knows if it was even voluntary with Osiris? Who knows at this point in time? But yeah, so we'll get back into that because I want to get into the update when it comes out. Let's get into Natania. She is the woman that Diddy pop out in the face. She just interviewed, before we get into Albsure and Quincy, she just interviewed, okay, but what was that? National news, I guess. But anyways, she just interviewed Diddy's protege charged in Club Pop Howling, which was Shine. She is speaking on that right now.
Much for being with us. I can't imagine what you've been through since 1999, and then all the emotions that must be coming up over the last couple of days. What was your reaction, Natania, when you saw these massive raids at P. Diddy's two homes?
First and foremost, thank you for having me. It was very emotional. In short, it was extremely emotional because it was basically it marked 25 years, a quarter of a century since this occurred. And I've had to relive this over and over again, intermittently in that time. So when I saw it, it was very cathartic because I finally felt like justice would be done. Justice would be mine and belong to all of his victims.
Yeah, and you have said since really right after the shooting that it was P. Diddy who shot you. I mean, I think you even said it to the doctor that night, right?
I said it immediately. I literally watched them pull out the guns. I've had a clear point of view. I mean, for God's sake, I got shot in my nose.
Correct. I mean, like I've got Powell right here. So that means I thought it was him. Like I know who did it to me. So this woman, even after, because they were trying to make it seem like because she was in surgery, that it was the anesthetic, you know, and all of that made her say it, because of course she had to go into surgery right after being pounded in the face. So they were trying to make it seem as if Diddy and his lawyers were trying to make it seem like, oh, it was the anesthetic that she was on. It's like, no, she know what happened to her. Shout out to Stacey Jones for becoming a member. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you. Welcome. Gang, gang. Shout out to Just a YouTuber for doing the same thing, for becoming a member as well. Shout out to you, sweetheart. Shout out to JB Boopsy for the super sticker. Thank you so much, JB. Thank you so much. Shout out to Livmore as well. She says, you've done amazing coverage with this. Great work as always. Thank you so much, Livmore. I love you, sweetheart. I love you, Livmore. Shout out to Misty. Thank you so much for the super sticker. She says, Sean, do you agree that the feds, HLS, have Diddy under surveillance so he is not MIA when the judge signs off on warrants for his arrest? I don't think they have. You understand? I think who's ever new in Diddy's crew works for the agents. So I don't think that they have somebody just literally creeping around following him. No, I think they got somebody in his crew. I think it's somebody in his crew now that they done, you know, assign that they're giving a deal to. Honestly, in my opinion, I believe they're giving somebody a deal because they're already popping people, doing raids, all of this stuff. They're giving somebody a deal that's in the entourage to keep information coming, you know, because of course Diddy's going to try to do everything he can to scrub and get rid of as much evidence that they haven't got yet or don't know about yet away. So I think that they definitely have somebody on their team that is currently with Diddy and working for Diddy. Shout out to Badass Woman. She says, Sean everywhere. I heard the DEA celebrated after the Star Island search. You know what? They have been wanting Diddy for quite some time. So I think a lot of people are happy about this. And who else that it could possibly bring down? That's why I think, again, Usher, he was not in Bali for no reason. Because he could have been going to visit Russell Simmons. He did not. He, after Cassie popped this situation, then with the little ride thing was adding insult to injury. As soon as he got done with the Super Bowl, all that stuff, he like, well, let me go over here and see what's up. Because, man, what this dude over here got going on. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Shout out to Pretty D as well for the super sticker. Thank you so much, Pretty D. And thank you, Kara Bella for becoming a member. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Idris says Miami was supplying. Yes, she absolutely was. But everybody was though. So I mean, if they're gonna arrest Miami for this, then they need to go get the butler. I mean, other people too, unless the butler and them done already struck a deal. Because from what Lil Rod is stating, he's stating that all of the staff, all of them, everybody get up. That's what that were. Please hit the like, please hit the like, please hit the like. So let's continue listening to what Natania has to say.
I was facing them directly. I watched everything occur and have described it, vehemently to all parties involved. I think in our society, we have respectability politics. There are people who want to be adjacent to power or celebrity or money, and there's a hierarchy of respectability. Because his name was more notable, he was believed rather than a victim who gave a first-hand account. By the grace of God, I survived.
Yeah, and this was also a different time. I mean, things were very, very different in 1999. I mean, did you sense right from the beginning that no one believed you?
Well, I don't think that was on my mind. I think first and foremost, I'm a mother. I'm a mother of 3. At the time, I was a mother of 2. And just surviving and getting home to my children was of the utmost importance to me. Being whole and being able to mother them. That was, primary on my list. I didn't have any reason to believe that to think that someone would not believe me. But as things unfolded, it was a very short period of time where I realized that's what in fact was happening.
So
one thing I do want to say about Natania is the first and only, well, at the time, now Cassie's number 2, but was the first person to successfully sue Diddy. She sued Diddy back in the early 2000s when this happened. Well, in the 99, early 2000, when he pop-out her in the face. And he quickly got rid of the lawsuit and paid her off. If she would have submitted it into court, maybe these charges could have been brought up on him. But that's not what happened. From what I gather, they settled out of court. I think it started in court, but and she won. She did beat him. And after that, she kind of fell silent, but she never took back what she said. She did say that he was the one that did it to her. Because I'm confused. It's like, well, that's a crime. How can you sue someone for pop-powing you in the face, but they're not charged with it? There wasn't even a charge for her. The charge was for a weapon and it being pop out in the bar and whatnot. It wasn't for pop-powing a person in the face. Attempted, or it wasn't nothing like that. It wasn't not even battery, nothing. Assault, nothing. If you think about the case was about a weapon and it being fired inside of an open establishment and whatnot, which are felonies. There was no one, literally, there was no charge for her being pow-powed. Not even Shine. Shine wasn't charged with anything either with her. And then my girl. So I don't know if it was the lawsuit that, but I'm still confused by that. I'm like, well, how did nobody get charged for what happened to her? It was basically ignored. It's like, oh well, because there was no charge when Diddy. He was not acquitted of pop-powing anybody in the face or anything like that. It was for a weapon. And when Diddy was pulled over, there was a weapon in the vehicle with him and Jennifer Lopez. There was a weapon. He's being charged with that too. But he wasn't being charged for pop-powing nobody in the face. For attempted and no.
So as I mentioned, Diddy has denied being the one who pulled the trigger. But this is interesting, Natania. Rodney Jones, also known as Little Rod, is now suing Diddy for sexual harassment. That's something that's been in the headlines for the last couple of days. And there's a very interesting quote from his lawsuit that relates back to you that I want to read because it sort of ties all of this together. And it says, Jones claims in the lawsuit, Mr. Combs shared that he was responsible for the shooting in the nightclub in New York City with rapper Shine. He shared that artist and Mr. Combs' girlfriend at the time, Jennifer Lopez, aka J-Lo, carried the gun into the club for him and passed him the gun after he got into an altercation with another individual. So
now that exactly happened. That exactly happened. The weapon that they found in the car when they pulled Sean Diddy Combs and Jennifer Lopez over, Diddy took the rap for the weapon because it belonged to him, because charges was brought up on Jennifer Lopez too, but the charges were dropped because Diddy said that the weapon was his. Okay, that he took the so that she didn't get the rap, but that is what happened. He did not come inside of the club with a weapon. Just bring you back to Cassie's lawsuit. Cassie used to carry a weapon for Diddy. She did. She carried it in her purse. She did. She 100%. A person moving like that, if Diddy always has to have a weapon, it's because he knows people want to take his life. That's why a person like him has to have a weapon. He doesn't have a choice. He has to travel with one. The only way he feels safe. The only way that he feels, because he don't trust nobody, not even his own staff. So, when people are after you, you definitely, travel with your own. And J-Lo was carrying his weapon, which would make sense in what Cassie said. She was carrying his weapon too, but he forced her to.
So now you have Little Rod in this new lawsuit saying that Diddy told him that he actually was responsible. I mean, what did you think when you read that?
Well, I was incensed for a number of reasons. First and foremost, for the past quarter of a century, he's vehemently denied that he was responsible, even though I knew wholeheartedly, and as so many others who were in the club that night, we all knew he was responsible. A lot of people were afraid for their safety, justifiably so. I mean, the history that has occurred in the last 25 years proves that they were justified in being afraid, but I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid because I still bear I have 9 bullet fragments remaining in my face. So when I saw that count 128, that's actually count 128 of the lawsuit. When I saw that on a podcast that was analyzing all of the counts, I knew I had to speak. I had no intention of going viral. I was just getting it out of me. I have a mantra, having my say. There was a time a few years ago where I had a talk radio show called Having My Say. And that's very important to me. I believe everyone is entitled to have their say. Far too often we don't hear people or listen. And so I just wanted to get it out of me because it was like an audible, deep breath that I needed to take. And I made the TikTok video, not expecting it to go viral. Went to pick up my daughter, came back home, and she's like,
"Girl, you know that video don't go viral, girl."
And I literally told her, I'm like, well, you're probably going to see it tomorrow. I made a video on TikTok. Maybe 100 people will see it. By the time we got home, she said, Mommy, it was 70,000 people. And I could not believe it. But it was time. It was time for me to speak. I'd stayed quiet for 25 years. It was my time to speak.
Yeah, we don't know yet what's going to happen with the P. Diddy situation. Obviously, again, he hasn't been arrested. There's clearly a very big federal investigation happening now. But I'm thinking back to other cases, R. Kelly, Jeffrey Epstein. When they started to dig, all sorts of stuff came to the surface. They reopened old investigations. Would you like to see the investigation involving you getting shot at that club be reopened?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The irony is there was a grand jury. We all had to go and speak at the grand jury. J-Lo testified at the grand jury, as did many other people. It needs to be reopened because if that is in fact the case,
J-Lo testified and whole lied. Now, Jennifer Lopez to me is not responsible for what happened to this woman, but I will say this: Jennifer Lopez, you were complicit because you could have spoke out for her. You chose not to. That was the choice. And you had a different type of protection than she did. So, yeah, if she can speak out and say what happened to her, you were there. You know what happened. You could have spoke up. You chose not to. You just wanted to be out of it. My name been in and I ain't in it. I don't have anything to do with that. Oh my God. I was just using him for music. I was just using him for tracks. And I'm a girl because he still lives with his girlfriend that he has kids with. We leave the red carpet and he goes his way and I go mine, type of situation. Like, and that's another thing that annoys me with J-Lo. J-Lo had been seeing Chris Judd. J-Lo was with Chris Judd and Diddy was with Kim. She had been with him. Right after she and Diddy broke up, she got married to Chris Judd. You were already with him. So that's why a lot of the things that J-Lo be saying, I be feeling like is fabricated because it was a business deal. Like how Jay-Z and Beyonce's relationship started off. I can't remember nobody say Matthew knows and Jay-Z got together and said it'll be a good look if you dated Beyonce publicly. It would be a good look because rap was like super huge at the time. And Jay-Z was one of the front runners at the time. So it just makes sense for you two to collectively get together. I believe a business deal and arrangement turned into a real, the real thing, but I don't believe that they literally, I love Beyonce to death, but girl, you ain't gonna convince me of that. Beyonce, you cannot go from dating that dude that you dated in high school because he was handsome. Because Destiny's Child was dating Jagged Edge, and not my girl, Latoya, they was all going with Jagged Edge back in the day. Because all the Jagged Edge was cute. Everybody in the group was cute, So y'all don't go from dating cute people to Beyonce. Now we know you got tasters. We've seen it. We've seen it. Okay. We witnessed it. Uncle Johnny made my dress. So like we've seen it. We okay. So yeah, Jennifer Lopez was very so much complicit. She was. Jennifer Lopez, I'm telling y'all, she the devil.
She carried the gun in and she lied to the grand jury.
She said, Jennifer Lopez, what she do, Natania girl?
And she lied to the grand jury.
Who did?
It needs to be other people. It needs to be reopened because if that is in fact the case, she carried the gun in and she lied to the grand jury.
Who did? Oh, J-Ho. J-Ho. But she want to act like she's so innocent. She want to say, don't be fooled by the rest that I got. I'm so just from the blood. It's like, look at here. I knew it was something about If You Had My Love when I heard that song. I knew it was. Now look at here, J-Ho. You lied to the grand jury. You try to make it seem like you so innocent. And then you're going to say anything that I was manhandled.
It's to be reopened. My shooting, ironically, the night I went into the club, I had a comb in my pocketbook called a rat tail comb. People in the beauty industry or people that use that type of comb would be all too familiar. It's just a comb. It can't do anything to harm anyone. And I had the very security officer who lied during the trial, Sharice, I forget her last name, but she literally took it from me and kind of pushed me like, you can't take this thing. This is a weapon. To let other people in with guns. If someone had combed me 24 years ago, I'd be fine. You wouldn't even know my name. But having been shot by someone that was allowed to come into the gun when I couldn't bring in a comb, I would absolutely unequivocally like the case reopened. It needs to be reopened. And the saddest part for me is, had people taken what I said more seriously and listened more intently.
And if you didn't take the check. Because you love leaving out that damn check. You ain't said nothing about this damn check. Now, Natania, girl, I like you, girl. Now, I like you. What happened to you should not have happened to you. But them not believing you and you taking that check. Okay, let's put it all on the table, Carl. Not a little piece. Okay? Yes.
54 years worth of people probably would not have had to suffer.
Yeah, and I ask you this respectfully, just because I think people at home might be wondering, and I've never been shot. I can't imagine what that's like. But, you know, in the chaos of that moment, and it's a club and there's people all around.
Of course you have a Mr. White man. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't act like she can handle it because she black. Don't do that.
How can you be sure that it was actually P. Diddy?
Because I watched the entire.
Because she saw. Oh, I'm about to cut you out. What's his name? What the you mean? How do you know? I don't know. Weapon, my face. I don't know. Black guy. I don't know. How do you know? How would you have known? She get shot in the back. My goodness. Well, how did you know? Well, she got shot, but it was him. I don't know. My nose is, same area as my eyes. I don't fucking know. Because it was smoke coming out of a weapon and all I felt was pain. And the weapon was in his hand, the one that's saying a bad boy for life. The one that said he ain't got no time. Him was that guy. I want him fired.
Standing by the front door, I watched the entire thing out. I had no reason to believe that it would escalate to a shooting. It was just male machismo and bravado at first. A lot of pushing and shoving, raised voices, hands. But then I saw them reach in their waist and draw from their hip. And I knew. I instantly turned to my friends and told them, be careful, watch out. And when I turned back, I know, and I've said over and over, I've heard the voice of God said, you are about to be hit. Calm down. And as I said no, I looked straight forward ahead and I watched the muzzle flash from both of their guns and I felt the impact to my face.
Did you hear that? She said she saw both of the muzzles flash and it was by her face and then my dirt. Now, did you hear that? About some, how did you know? What type of question is that?
Wow.
There's no doubt in my mind who shot me.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com.
No, what is his name? Because we might have to get him fired.
He even said it.
I've had to read
Last couple of days. What's now sharing her story? Natania, thank you so much for being with us. I can't imagine.
Shut up. He got his nerve. He got his nerve. He sure got his nerve, girl. Moving right along. Let's get into Quincy. And the Quincy and Albsure. So Albsure issues message to his son Quincy amid Diddy drama. Come home. You're safe here. Okay. So Albsure posts him and his son, him and his child. And it said, come home. The door is wide. Well, he says a letter to my son. Hashtag letter to my son. Come home. The door is wide open. You're safe here, son. I love you, Pops. You're biological. Ooh, the shade of it all, hunty. So, guys, so Albsure is like, look at here. Come here, sport. come get underneath my arm, buddy. You know, he's like, you could come here now. I just gotta sawed off. You'll be fine. You know. So shout out to Albie. You know, it's unfortunate what Diddy did to that father-son relationship, but to some extent it has been repaired. So hopefully they can keep repairing. And yeah, this is an indicator as well that Quincy is still with Diddy. He absolutely is. He will not snitch on him. Like, it's buffoonery. But so with, you know, Albie reaching out to his son, I think that that's great, letting him know that, hey, I know it's a lot going on over there. If you need to get away from me, you need a break, you know, just save his son. The door's always open for you. I love you, you know, and I'm a girl. But I do like the shade that he throws when he says biological. To me, that is hilarious. Because, I mean, did he be trying to act like, you know, like he ain't your son, just like Justin ain't his son either. How do you guys feel? We're going to do, I'm excited for the updated paperwork, because how do y'all feel about Justin Combs being a freak off? And not only is Justin Combs a freak off, Justin Combs brought women into the home that were not over the age of 18, and some not even over the age of 16, for these freak-offs and whatnot. And the freak-offs that he would be bringing the girls to, he was also participating in. Like, that is crazy. Hold on. It's 167, I think. The 167. I'm like, this is insane. So right here, yeah. Oh, well, 62. Stevie J recruits ex-workers and attends. And no wonder why Stevie J came forward talking about some, nothing transpired against Diddy will prosper, and, you know, all of this stuff. Yeah, because you in it, ninja. Participates in freak-offs. Justin Combs solicits prostitutes, underage, and ex-workers would engage in freak-offs. So to know that Justin Combs was a freak-off. Oh, how long has this been happening? How long has this been happening? How long has this been happening? You want to know why I wonder that? Hold on. Hold on. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all why I wonder. How long has this been happening? Because yesterday we watched this. How long has this been going on? Where is it? Play it. Right here.
Dead from mouth to ears, and I'm here with Katrina Medina and her son Quentin, and they have some words for you in regards to Will.
He speaks of Justin in this video. How long has this been going on? Because Quentin was a freak off. I don't care what I'm about to say. Quentin was a freak off. Quentin was a freak off. So how long has this been happening? How long has this been happening with Justin? How long? We need to know. We need to know.
Let's start with Puffy. Katrina, what's your main problem with him?
I, over the years, was around Puffy during the time that my brother was managing him.
And who's your brother?
Benny Medina. But short length of time, Puffy had my son with him, and I wasn't around. The next day,
For a short extent of time, Puffy had her son. She said, Puffy. Okay? Not my brother Benny. She said, Puffy had my son when I was not around. Okay, let's rewind that. What you say, girl?
Short length of time, Puffy had my son.
For a short length of time. Justin Bieber, he had for 48 hours. Usher, he had temporary custody of and had Usher for like a year or so. And what is it with him and taking people turn? You got Quincy. You got Justin. Like, what is with this man and taking people turn? Girl.
With him, and I wasn't around. The next day, the next morning, someone tells me that my son was on TV. And I'm like, what? Nobody called me to ask me if it was okay to put him on TV.
So Puffy put her son while Puffy had her son. Now, from what I hear, now I don't know if this necessarily be factual, but from what I hear, when this stuff was going on, I hear that allegedly she was going through some things, herself. Okay. That's a whole nother story. But while she was, would drop him off and pick him up and whatnot, somebody had told her, like, hey, your son's on TV. Quentin, her son, Medina. And she like, my son? Like, what would he be on TV for? Type of situation. So let's keep listening.
So you never signed any consent forms?
Never signed no consent. Furthermore, I've gone to Puffy's people that work for him and have asked him if there was any work or anything that he could do to help my son with his career in terms of music and acting. My son has been recording since he was 9 and he's been acting since he was 9. He's 22 now. Every time we would try to get in touch with Puff Daddy, he would sneak out the back door, tell his people that he was gone, to tell us that he was
What
gone.
you hiding from, Diddy? What was you running from this woman for? What was you running from this woman for?
I mean, he was like right in the palms of our hands and disappeared.
I remember in middle school, I even wrote letters to his office.
We wrote letters to his office.
So technically he owes you money for your son
He
being...
said when he was little, okay, so this all happened when he was a child, adolescent, on to, preteen to teenage years. So he's around him for quite some time. So he said when he was little, he used to write him letters.
Being on BET and has refused to pay.
I strongly feel like I should have been accommodated. That was for the success of what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. With all the money that he has, I strongly feel like, yeah, he owes us. He used.
So the one thing that I get really annoyed with is her sense of entitlement. If anybody was owed any money, it was Quentin. It wasn't her. So when she doesn't realize her personality gives entitled, she feels owed. Benny Medina being her brother, you know how some people are, they feel like if a family member makes it, that, everybody got to make it. You got to take care of everybody. You got to make sure I'm living just as good as you. I'm driving the nicest car just like you. I'm da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So you can tell she has a lot of resentment and animosity towards her brother, towards Benny. She feels owed. It's kind of narcissistic, like how she's coming off, saying like, oh, I should have been compensated. No, your son should have been compensated. You're not the talent. He should have been compensated, not you. What you do? Besides give birth to put him in compromising positions by leaving him with strangers. So, because the things that he's displaying a lot of trauma that he's talking about. Not one time does this woman, his mother, acknowledge it as trauma. The only time she gets emotional is when it came to her. People not supporting her, being around her when she had cancer and stuff like that, which is sad. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, you're taking no accountability for the situation, because most parents are really hard on themselves when they allow their child around somebody that does something to them. They feel like a failure, like they failed, their kid. There's a lot of resentment that the child has towards them still, when you have kids that are like Quentin, that she all I got, it's hard to look at her that way. It's hard to look at her like, oh, well, you just kind of sold me, if you will. It's just like, no, I know you love me, because she's probably one of the only people that has shown him unconditional love and have given him love throughout his life. So she's too consistent in his life for him to just like throw her to the wayside. And you can tell that by when she did get sick, she said her son, Quentin, was the only person there for her. No one else was there for her while she was going through what she was going through. And when most kids like Quentin that would realize what they actually went through, they would have a lot of anger and resentment towards their parent, which would make it hard for him to want to take care of her or look out for her going through cancer and chemo, and stuff like that. But he still does it because it's kind of like I don't want to say ghetto mentality, but it's how a lot of people just don't heal. So you can tell throughout this conversation that Quentin does not realize fully and full on what happened to him. That's why I said, what age did this start? Because it becomes like a normalization, like he normalized it. And what happened, like this happens to everybody, meaning that people that feel that way, it usually stems from a young age, you know, that this has been going on to where it's like clockwork, to where you don't even think much of it. You feel like everyone's doing it. When you see other people engaging in it as well, then you feel like, oh, everybody goes through this type of stuff, not realizing that there's a lot of, you know, darkness around this situation. So yeah, it's like he has no idea, like a deer in headlights about what actually happened to him. And the mother does not acknowledge it if you pay attention.
Who's my son? Every time he came to town, my son would stop what he's doing. There was times that I had to go snatch my son out of Universal Studios to take him over to Puffy's room to be with him and his kids, because his kids.
Over to Puffy's room. So she would come and pick her son up and drop him off from a place where he actually auditioning and stuff. And times he going out to amusement parks and stuff like that, hanging out with friends, to go drop him off at Diddy's hotel room with Diddy's kids, Justin being one of them. Why are you dropping your son off at a hotel room, ma'am? Ma'am, why are we dropping our sons off at hotel rooms? Excuse me? To play with Puffy and his kids? He has kids. See, when my mom would take us places, my parents, when they would take us places, it was a lot of us. So if my mom was to call somebody to bring a kid, because most people that got kids don't want more. Most kids that got kids don't want more. If you're going to take your kids to a hotel or you traveling or something, it's a water park or something like that. If you're going to call anybody, it's usually like family, or if there's a friend that you know in town and they may have children, like, oh, you know, it'd be a good thing the kids can hang out while you and I hang out, you know, stuff like that. Y'all, they wanted the kid alone, not y'all sitting there hanging out with them. And no, y'all just dropping them off. That's weird. That's weird, ma'am. That's weird. You ain't staying. At least if you were staying, that would make sense. Okay, then I'm not. All right, whatever. Diddy was in town. His kids, he wanted me to come bring my son there. I stayed and hung out, and you know the kids swam and we ate and all that stuff. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But to come just drop your kid off, now if your kid is like best friends with said person, I could understand that. But I'm still not, because you do nothing, because you dropped them off multiple times and you never stay. You know, if I've hung out with these people and seen these people, you know, blah, 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 and I know that my kids, you know, they're really close with, you know, said kid and whatnot, after hanging out a few times, then yeah, go ahead. You know, if there was like, oh, they're somewhere, we're here, can your kid come over? My kid wants to say, no problem. Because then you at least know the person, you have a better, you know, understanding of the situation. But for somebody to just keep requesting your kid, that's weird. And then they don't want nothing to do with you. That's what I heard, Miss Shay, sweetie. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. So yeah, I just found that disturbing. I'm like, well, that's weird that you would keep dropping your kid off over there with a grown man, pulling him from things and events and whatnot because Diddy called you and told you to bring your child. That is weird. Extremely.
Kids didn't have anybody else to play with.
And that is Quincy.
And she said because his kids didn't have nobody else to play with is another reason why she called him. No. My parents, we didn't have a choice but to play with each other. My parents ain't never called nobody and say, hey, bring y'all your son over here. So that no. When parents have like 4 or 5 kids, 3, 4 kids or whatnot, you play with each other. Now, if it's a parent that has one child, I can understand that. Then it's because, you know, somebody for them to play with, you know, they're always by themselves, you know, that doesn't do well with social skills either. You have better social skills when you have siblings and stuff because you have people to, you know, converse with that are on your level. So I would understand that. But Justin had a brother. His name was Quincy and Christian. Mm-hmm. He had Quincy, Christian. He was fine. Why did he need Quentin? For what? Why? And why did Quentin only come play with Justin? Why didn't he ever come play with like Christian or any of the other kids? It was always Justin. You're going to hear him. He only brings up Justin. So it's no coincidence that Justin is listed in these freak offs. No coincidence.
Yeah, Quincy is his nephew. He claims that to be his son. That's his nephew.
And what about Justin?
Justin, yeah.
So you would go and play with Justin. Now Justin's going to UCLA to play football, so maybe you guys can rekindle that friendship. Now let's get to Will.
You see how he didn't respond? What was this friendship? Why was he like body language shows everything. When she starts talking about Justin and saying that Justin go to UCLA and maybe they could be friends, look at his body.
Guys can rekindle that friendship. Now let's get to Will.
No, it's given the friendship that they had was not normal. Given that it's memories that's popping up that, like, well, we grown now. We probably shouldn't be doing those things together.
Will Smith. What's the basis of him not helping Quentin? Didn't Quentin used to work for his show?
Well, I would say it was work because he entertained his audience, and we did it as a gesture, just because my brother was Will Smith's manager, and we would go to the tapings, and I was there. It was okay for my son to be on the stage entertaining the audience. He was having fun doing. That was how he got in touch with what he wanted to do for his own future.
Now, your brother Benny Medina, as we all know, is the person who came up with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yes, he does mention Will Smith often. He said also that he was really close with Will Smith. But one thing I will say, he never said Will did anything to him. He never said anything bad about Will Smith. But there are little insinuations that, but he never said anything like that about Will, like Will seeing him nude or coming in the bathroom with him. He never said anything like that.
He gave Will Smith.
And he was close to Will Smith because Will Smith, again, Benny Medina, which is his uncle, and her brother, Benny Medina, is the creator, basically, of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So back then, Will and Benny were like super close, like inseparable. Benny Medina is allegedly the reason why Will Smith separated from his first wife, because she allegedly came in, walked in on him on Valentine's Day at being intimate with Benny Medina, Will Smith. This was the Fresh Prince days. Allegedly is why allegedly, and I'm a girl. No, Quincy Jones is the money behind the project, but it was Benny's idea, because Benny, it was that other rapper that he had in mind before Will Smith. He had a whole nother rapper in mind but the rapper said, oh, what is his name? MC something, or was it MC something? But he had a whole nother rapper in mind. Benny Medina is the brilliance behind the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, not Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones is the money behind the show. Thank you so much, Mower. MC Shan, correct. MC Shan. MC Shan was supposed to be the original Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and Benny Medina chose MC Shan, not Quincy Jones. MC Shan said that he didn't want, because MC Shan said that Benny Medina was pushing up on him, that Benny Medina was trying to do like gay stuff with him and stuff, and he wasn't down with it. So since he wasn't, he went and chose the Fresh Prince. So he said he wasn't down to be with Benny. Like, he not gay. Like, I don't have time for that. I'm not gay. I'm not doing none of this. All of this is super gay. You're not about to be kissing on me and touching on my earlobes and stuff. You're not about to pin me down and get on top of me. You're not about to do none of that to me. All of that is gay. I'm a boy. Okay, so he didn't go. He didn't do it. And then Will did. So that's why MC Shan was saying, I'm assuming that Will is, down with because I know how he approached me. Benny Medina was all over, and I'm telling you like this: Will Smith looked way better than MC Shan. So, here, flip. Will Smith looked way better than MC Shan. And I'm like, girl. Back in the day, Will all day long. Will all day long. In the 90s, Will was like universal cute. So like just handsome. Everybody thought he was just the handsomest guy. So if he was on MC Shan heels, he was definitely on Will Smith heels. Type of situation in my girl. So now Benny Medina created the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, not Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones is just the partnered money that pushed for it to actually like make it to network television, and stuff like that. But no, it was not his idea at all. No, it was not.
Smith a break. Now he refuses to even give your son a job. He offered him a free internship.
A free internship, and here it is. I was telling this man how we need substance, we need work, we're not asking you for any money.
No money.
But give us some work.
Opportunity to go out and make something happen. Like if you're on the set shooting a movie, get me in. Even if I got an audition, 1-2 lines, get me in. You know what I can bring to the table. I've been doing it since I was 9 years old.
So later on,
I got to prove.
I've been doing this since I was 9 years old. Oops. No, come back.
Called and said, we got an internship over here for Quentin Medina. Jana called and says we can come and work for free.
Now Jana is James.
Do you see how narcissistic she is? Like it really does bother me. Oh, we got a call that Quentin Medina, her son, can come intern and work for free. You gotta start somewhere. It's like, ma'am, do you not hear the stuff that your son is saying? The situations that you placed your son in, are you not getting this? And then on top of that, it's like, all you care about is money. You're saying, oh, well, an internship for work for free. What's the problem? You gotta start somewhere. Show yourself that you can be of value. And it's like she's pushing that on to Quentin. So it's kind of like he's feeling entitled too. Like, you know what I'm saying? All you got to do is get me in. I've been doing this since I was 9 years old. Give me some lines. I got this. Acting is more than that if you're not being something stereotypical. Acting is more than that. Can you just in one scene be cracking up laughing and then the next one be extremely emotional to where you're crying? Can you do all of that stuff? Like, acting is not easy. It's not. It's hard. It's not an easy thing to do. Remembering your lines on top of conveying and pulling an emotion from you, it's a hard thing to do. It's not easy. Looks simple. Some people make it look easy, but it's not. So it's just a sense of entitlement. It's like, woman, everything to her is about money. Like, how you mad? At least he offered him an internship. You got to start somewhere.
James Lassiter's assistant, James Lassiter, who handles all Will Smith's affairs, offers you guys a free internship.
Yeah.
Now,
well, we got bills.
So Will offered her Quentin an internship, and his mother was mad about it because it was free. She felt like it should be paid. Although, what does Will owe you? Like, what?
Bills over here. We ain't got no food in the house. Barely, surviving off of what we have, and I'm trying to get some work because I got a health condition and it's getting worse.
Now, when you had your chemotherapy, did Will Smith, Puffy, any of these people who your brother helped or your son has helped them call you?
No one called me. The only one that was there for me when I went through chemotherapy was my son and my neighbors. And I have to really thank God for my neighbors because I couldn't get out the bed.
And not thank God for your son, girl. Hello. If I was said the next, you don't want to thank a little piece of the Lord for me? I really thank God for my neighbors. What about chopped liver? Wow.
Literally.
What do you have to say to Will Smith and Puffy right now?
Well, for one, Puffy, if you out there, you watching this tape, man,
You need to step
yeah,
to the
you gotta
plate.
step to the plate, dude. Like, I've been knowing you since forever, before you even had, you know, your kids. You know, I was around, you know, and I remember I was at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, you know, and you would walk.
Why was he around before his turn? I don't get that. If they said earlier, the mom said, Puffy will always call her and have her take her son to him to play with his kids. If he's saying he been around Puffy since before Puffy had kids, what was he there for then? So Puffy didn't have no churn. What was your son getting dropped off of? At 9 years old. At 9 years old. What? Crazy.
Walk in while I'm taking it, like I'm in the bathtub with my uncle. You know what I'm saying? Like it was that type of family orientated. You know what I'm saying? We were that close. When
that's not close.
Come With Me, the Godzilla movie, and he was tired and he was exhausted. He didn't want to, you know, perform that performance. He looked at me and said, "This is dedicated to you," and he nailed it. So those little meaningful things like that, you know, that shows that he shouldn't forget about things like that. Like, you know, when he got his start on Hollywood Boulevard, if you remember, Buff, yeah, I was the one that hit you on the shoulder. That's me, Quentin Medina. Yeah.
Yeah, we were.
What the bathtubs with the uncle and the.
For one, Puffy, if you out there, you watching this tape, man,
you need to step to the
you gotta
plate.
step to the plate, dude. Like I've been knowing you since forever, before you even had, you know, your kids. You know, I was around, you know, and I remember I was at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, you know, and you would walk in while I'm taking it, like I'm in the bathtub with my uncle. You know what I'm saying? Like it was that type of family orientated. You know what I'm saying? We were that close. When he was performing for Come With Me, the Godzilla movie, and he was tired and he was exhausted. He didn't want to, you know, perform that performance. He looked at me and said, "This is dedicated to you," and he nailed it. So those little meaningful things like that, you know, that shows that he shouldn't forget about things like that. Like, you know, when he got his start on Hollywood Boulevard, if you remember, Buff, yeah, I was the one that hit you on the shoulder. That's me, Quentin Medina. Yeah.
We were when he got a star, we went up there to try to see him, and we couldn't even see him.
Nope.
And every time we tried to get in touch with him, we got to run around. I wrote letters to New York, to his office.
Girl, all for a couple of dollars, girl. Girl, you doing all of this crying, and all, you ain't crying because your son just said he was in the damn bathtub with your brother. All because he wouldn't give you them couple dollars. You mad that Diddy keep avoiding you because every time he see you, every time he see you, you holler they heart. Your son just said he said he was in the tub with your brother, girl. And Diddy came in there. But you crying because you went to the Hollywood, the star, when they were putting the star thing down to you. Diddy. And I'm like, girl. I'm like, is she really crying right now? Because your son say all of this. That's when I would have been crying. They would have to get me up off the floor. As they talking to me, that my son saying all this, I would have been mortified. I was like, what the? But she started crying because she seen Diddy at the Star when he was getting his star. She's standing there like this. You got my couple dollars? Do you got my couple dollars? Hello? Diddy, bra on empty. And that's not period. Do you got my couple dollars or not? Come over here. Come here. Craig. Bye, Felicia. Because you sitting up here, the original Felicia. Because you over here, Felicia auntie. Craig. Can you use your VCR right quick? Girl, that's why she like her neighbors, because she was coming over there knocking on the door with an extension cord. Can you plug this in your wall, my power? That's why she said, thank God for my neighbors. Can y'all plug this in y'all wall, girl? It should be back on in a couple of days. I need to plug at least my refrigerator up, girl. Girl, I need to at least plug my refrigerator up, girl. Because, wow. I'm like, this is when you cry? Okay, girl. Your poor son. He's just sitting here. Look at him. Just look at him in his face, y'all. He's just sitting here damaged, y'all. Look at him, and I'm a girl. Sitting in the gutter thinking about, and I'm a girl. Just lost.
Her Bad Boys production company several times. I made calls several times. He never called us back. He never did anything. But when my brother was managing him, he promised me that he was going to help me with my son, and he never did.
And this is how weird it is.
And that's the same thing.
He can't say he can't contact us because he would literally call my mom's cell phone. Like, oh, Katrina, can you bring Quentin over?
Yeah.
To drop him off at my house to go play with Puff. Mace would be there.
6 o'clock in the morning.
Big house. We would drive all the way hours
to go play with Puff. Mace to be, because this one he ain't had churn, because he said he knew Puff before he had churn. Every time he say something about being basically SA'd, she want to get quiet. Look, every time he say something about getting SA'd, she just let him just go. Look.
When my brother was managing him, he promised me that he was going to help me with my son, and he never did.
And this is how weird it is.
And that's the same thing.
He can't say he can't contact us because he would literally call my mom's cell phone. Like, oh, Katrina, can you bring Quentin over?
Yeah.
To drop him off at my house to go play with Puff. Mace would be there.
6 o'clock in the morning.
Big house.
At 6 o'clock in the morning, you let him wake you up for your baby? At 6 for what? He calling you 6 a.m. for your kid. You won't woke your baby up at 6 o'clock in the morning? Come on, Diddy wants you. Diddy want to play with you. I feel bad that Quentin, if you don't know, I'm going to tell you what your mom won't tell you. And I don't even know if she's alive still. I'm going to look into that because somebody said she passed away. So I was going to look into that. I'm going to tell you what she won't. If you went over Diddy's house all the time, often, before and after he had children, she was paid. Your mom is too greedy to not have been getting paid. Yeah. So she's not going to tell you the truth. No. Because at the time it said that she was battling with substance abuse and stuff of that nature. Okay. So she was getting paid to just be dropping you off at any point in time of the day, 6 o'clock in the morning, without having kids and stuff there. It's giving sold. Because every time you name something illegal that was going on, she gets quiet. She doesn't say anything because she knows she's complicit. She was getting paid. She just didn't give you anything. She was definitely getting paid. And she was feeding whatever she was out there in those streets doing. Yeah. Whatever she was out there doing. She was getting paid though, because she's too greedy to not have to keep. Now, what would she keep dropping you off for? She's too greedy of a person to not have been getting paid in some way, shape, or form. She's not dropping you off for free. All she's talking about right now is money. What it's giving is it's some payments that she didn't get, or a promise that was made that didn't. Diddy's famous for that, making promises but not fulfilling them. He's famous for it. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but she has too greedy of a personality to not have something immediately. No one knew that you were hanging out at Diddy's and stuff like that. And she also didn't encourage you to come forward and say what your uncle Benny Medina was going around and doing. Because if you're saying out of your own mouth that you were in the bathtub with your uncle and Diddy came into the bathroom, it doesn't give that just Diddy was doing things to you, allegedly, or whatever, and whatnot. What it's giving is African. So if Benny Medina, as far as I'm concerned, Benny Medina was giving you a bath, getting you ready for Diddy. You said one of the first times you can remember meeting him was alone in the bathtub with your uncle, and Diddy came in. Grooming. Washing you, getting you ready for what was to come. African is what that is. He brought you to this hotel. You were in the bathtub with Uncle. Uncle takes you out, gives you the Diddy. I believe Diddy was doing the same thing with Justin Combs. Make it look like a play date. That's how I feel. I feel like she was getting paid. You just wasn't reaping any of the benefit. But she was getting money. Oh, yes, she was. Because she would have blabbed about this a long time ago. Way even before this, and this is a while back. She would have blabbed about it way before this. All she wants is compensation. That's all that gives. All she wants to be is paid.
We would drive all the way, hours and hours, just to go see him. And it hurts. It really hurts.
Hold on, let me thank y'all for y'all super stickers and all of that stuff. You guys are so amazing. I love you guys. Okay, shout out to Tremaine for the super stickers. Remember Kid Cudi? I watched live on Twitter X. Right, you talking about like when Kid Cudi's car? Absolutely. Shout out to you, Tremaine, for being a member. Shout out to Annette for the super sticker. Thank you so much, Annette. Shout out to Mitch M. For becoming a member. Welcome, gang, gang. Shout out to Michelle as well. Says, Benny Medina, come get your family. For the super sticker. Thank you so much. I love you guys so much. So, yeah, all she cared about it was the compensation.
So, basically, you guys need help. You're talented, and all you feel like they should give you is just a chance, like your brother gave them.
Exactly.
Now, what do you say to the people that say that Puff is a user and a leech?
I agree.
Yeah, he is.
I agree. I agree because how is it that you gonna have my son on camera with you and not even tell me?
Her son literally just sat here and said that he was in a bathtub with Benny Medina, and Diddy came into the bathroom, and it was family oriented. But you sitting here crying and talking about how you gonna have my son on camera without my permission? How you in the bathroom with my son naked? How you? I have a migraine. How you mad about your priorities are everywhere. Your priorities are everywhere. You're angry about the finances because you're saying, how you gonna have my son on TV? Because you said that you didn't get paid for that. Okay. See, I believe his mom keeps bringing it there because she's owed for something else, but uses this as the conduit of saying she is owed. Because your son was, when he was on camera, that was way back in the day, right? So you could have been got the compensation for your son being on camera because you kept dropping him off to Diddy. You kept dropping him off to Benny. So if it was a problem, you bring your son to him at 6 o'clock in the morning, you could have said, hey, before he get out, remember how he was on TV? Run that. Well, I ain't got it right now. When my son can't come play, get back in. Get in, baby. Go ahead. Close. Yeah, bye. We'll see you next time around. Because that's what you give. She gives that energy. She's not doing something for nothing. Okay? So I think she's owed for something else, but uses this as the reason, like, oh, he didn't pay me. There's nothing in writing or, any in paperwork that says that I gave permission for my son to be on TV. No, you're talking about something else, sweetheart, because you could have been to care of that. You could have been to care of that, girl. You had dropped him off how many times? You could have been. That should have been old news. But years later, he's 22 years old and you requesting something from when he was 9?
And not later on, after all the years of my son spending with you, while you was getting what you needed from my brother, you was all up in his
No, see, that's the even the liars tell the truth. She said, while you was using him to get what you needed from my brother, it had nothing to do with him. Benny does not care about Quentin. Okay? What she was saying is using Benny to get what you wanted from my son. That's what she meant, because that's what that were. Not the other way around. Diddy would have no reason to use Quentin to get to Benny when he already had Benny in his pocket. He already had him in his pocket. He didn't need Quentin. And Quentin truly was not like a son to him. If the situation that Quentin just said, he been in a bathtub with him and stuff like that, and then you coming in the bath. Nope. Other way around. Diddy used Benny to use your son. Girl, please. Because if anybody would have asked, if anything would have happened to Quentin while he was over there or anything like that, the reason of being there, the reason of him knowing Diddy at all would have been, oh, this is my friend or my manager, is nephew. Benny's name, there would have been no way of Benny's name not coming up. Quentin's last name is Medina. Benny's last name is Medina. The only reason this Medina is over here is because of the uncle. So, because when people ask you, where your son at? Oh, with his uncle? That's not alarming. It's not alarming. But then you walk into somebody, where your son at? What Puffy? Why? Oh, he over there playing with him. Why? And I'm a girl. So yeah.
that like that. But now we nobody to you. And was the minute my brother stopped managing him,
He cut you off.
he cut us off.
No, when he aged out. He aged out. Quentin aged out. They like youth. They like when the the P words. They like youthful. Once you start getting peach fuzz and all of that stuff, you age out. So Diddy had no use for him anymore. That's all that way.
Immediately.
And you can even, another thing too, if you pay attention to Justin Combs, even while he was a teenager, like 15, 16 years old, to wear peach fuzz on us, Diddy would still make him cut it. He made sure that Justin kept a clean face. He does the same thing with Christian Combs right now. He wants them young looking, like, for real. If you look at Christian Combs, that little peach fuzz, he just allowed him to have that. But if you look at pictures of them from the past, when most boys start to get peach fuzz and stuff, you're usually like 13 up, it's where it starts to grow in. He kept all of their faces bare. Quincy too. If you notice that, he makes sure their face stay bare, because facial hair shows a sign of maturity, growth, getting older, adulthood, type of situation. So if you look at all their pictures, he makes sure. Even Quincy damn near still to this day, he was making shaved face, just like. Let me show y'all this tea. Just like this. Do I still have it? I'm sure I do. Hold on, this is about Quincy. Just like Diddy made him do this. Diddy's stepson, Quincy Brown, removes perfect face tattoo after reading all the negative comments. No, it didn't have anything to do with comments. If you didn't know, Quincy got, I don't know why it's taking so long to load. Quincy got a tattoo on his face or underneath his eye, and it said perfect. Right? And what you see right there, it's underneath his eye. Diddy made him get rid of it. He wouldn't got it lasered off. Yeah, he don't care that much about what people say in comments to go and no. Diddy told him to get rid of it. Why would you touch your beautiful, pretty face that he always calls it? And made Justin get rid of it. And this was recent. Quincy get rid of it. And this is recent. When did this happen? Yes. February 22nd, 2024. So yeah, this happened a couple months ago. Not even months ago. Yeah. So he got this tattoo. It said perfect. And also, if you go to his Instagram, I know I don't miss nothing. If you go to Quincy's Instagram, the picture that he has as his main picture is the picture of his tattoo on his face, which is now gone. Okay, whenever it decides to load, my God. What is happening? Okay, but his main picture up here, he has the perfect tattoo underneath his eye. And it was also... Did he delete it? Because he had pictures up of it right here. So this is a video of him showing his tattoo. Okay. So when he shows it, that he got a tattoo on his face and it says perfect. And I'm my girl. Absolutely. And that was on February 26th that he posted that he got it done. And then yeah, he says, y'all made me do it. No, your daddy Diddy told you to go get that off of your face, Quincy, and you went and took it off your face. That's what that were. 100%. Diddy did not like it. Diddy told him to go get that off his face immediately. And he did. He sure did. He sure did. But let's get back into... Okay. Let's get back into this. But yeah, so Quincy had that tattoo for what, 3 days? Maybe like 3-4 days. And then it was gone.
Later on, after all the years of my son spending with you, while you was getting what you needed from my brother, you was all up in his ass like that. But now we nobody to you. And was the minute my brother stopped managing you,
He cut you off.
he cut us off.
Immediately.
But why would you make my son think that you loved him
If you didn't.
if you didn't?
What
Girl,
do you
she
guys
crying
say
about
to
that
the
money. She
rumor
don't care nothing about it. Why would you make my son, girl?
that Will Smith may have a questionable sexuality?
I
You don't know, but you agree.
I'm not sure, but I will tell you this. I have a gut feeling and my gut don't lie
Mm-hmm.
that he is gay,
Mm-hmm.
that Jada Pinkett is bisexual,
Mm-hmm.
that all that situation was just for the people.
So if you thought, Will was gay and everybody gay, your brother gay too. Your brother gay and Diddy gay and, all of that, Even more reasons to not be dropping your kid off around these weird ass men.
That his heart was never into being with a female. He's
So,
strictly gay.
why do you think his first marriage went kaput?
Probably because he was young, stupid, and dumb and didn't know how to deal with being in a relationship with a female.
Or he got caught in the bed with your brother. Or his wife caught him in the bed with your damn brother. Yeah. How about the slow down? And I'm a girl. Or got your nerve. And I'm a girl. Or his wife Sheree came into that hotel room on Valentine's Day and Will was tooting it up, getting blown out. Like brother Bilal said that Dwayne was in there blowing him out. Now look at here.
Female
Pretty much.
is sleeping with guys.
Mm. Now, what do you guys want from this? If you have anything to say to anybody, this is Katrina and Quentin's time.
This is Quentin again to help me.
Will,
Because I have to tell.
I don't care nothing about that
Yeah.
gay stuff.
Yes,
You
we.
gay,
What?
you gay. I've been gay. I'm celibate now. I don't care about any of this. Help my
Were you being gay, or was because prostitution doesn't count as gay?
son. Give me some work. I ain't asking you for no money. You wouldn't even be where you are right now if it wasn't for my brother. How can you deny him?
You see that? Hold on.
Gay stuff. If you gay, you gay. I've been gay. I'm celibate now. I don't care about any of this. Help my son. Give me some work. I ain't asking you for no money. You wouldn't even be where you are right now if it wasn't for my brother.
She said you wouldn't even be where you are right now if it wasn't for my. Then she pointed at her son and said, "Brother." Guilt. You wouldn't even be where you are right now if it wasn't for my brother, and pointed at her son when she said that. No, you're talking about your son. I'm not asking nobody for the money. I just want you to help my son. Girl. Here's my thing before we get out of here. How was she more upset with Diddy than her brother? My anger would be towards Benny. There would be no Diddy and Quentin talk at all if it was not for Benny. Why are you not upset with him? It's given who you mad at is Puff. Well, you're mad at Puff because Puff was doing these things to your kid. Benny wasn't. He was assisting, but he wasn't, from what we're gathering, necessarily doing anything to Quentin. What is given is that Puffy was. allegedly. Mm-hmm. And you want Puffy to help your son because he destroyed him in your eyes. When his destruction is standing right next to him, you. Yeah, you keep calling out to Diddy because, you know, Diddy is the one that destroyed him. Yeah. And Will just gave false promises. Will, you know, was trying to be helpful in ways that he could. And, you know, just then pan out the way when, you know, you get bigger, you move on, you know, the bigger Will guy. So that's what it is. False promise of, you know, helping him in his career is the animosity that it feels like is coming towards Will. But with Diddy, it's a whole nother energy. Quindon falls silent. And when he does speak, he speaks out of aggravation. Like when she was talking and he talks about how Diddy can't say that he doesn't have that, you can't call them because he has their phone number, so he used to call his mom. Like he starts going like this. Like, let me pull that part back up. Like he gets visibly. Where's that part? Is it right here?
Several times. He never called us back. He never did anything. But when my brother was managing him, he promised me that he was going to help me with my son.
Right there.
He never did.
And this is how
You see how that speaks, you know, it's because it's like he given like the audacity of this dude, like everything that I done been through with this dude, everything this dude done to be like he like the energy is just like ugh, like he's so angry and misled and feels used and like just so many like Osiris, like when this is who he reminds me of, Osiris. It's like they're one and the same type of situation is what it gives. It's like they're one and the same. For real, for real. He gives Osiris energy. So he just like, ugh, like he's just so frustrated. That's how you know he's telling the truth. That type of energy doesn't come. That body language is not expressed with a liar. Mm-mm. Liars don't do all that. He telling the truth, and the story hasn't changed. It for a year, even now to this day, he has the same story. It has not changed. I follow him on IG. Quincy, shout out to Quentin. Yeah, his story hasn't changed. Like he don't speak of it, but he has the same story. You know, it hasn't changed. He'll tell you the same thing. You know, all over again. He agreed to do this interview that he did with Mouth to Ears, my fault. Mouth2Ears.com. Shout out to them. He agreed to do this interview. It wasn't something that, you know, he was tricked into it. I know he wanted to. Right. She does need to be held accountable. She does. She does. It's not just a Diddy thing. It's everybody involved. Diddy, Benny. And if Will knew anything about this, which it kind of sounds like he does, him too. So before I leave, I want to say this. When y'all hear I know this person sounds kooky. I know they sound crazy. I know they sound like all of these things, right? Shout out to Orlando Brown. Orlando came out as a little kid. Major Payne, Jamie Foxx show, you know, a little kid. So when he says these things about Diddy and people like that, don't ignore him. How he may be conveying it may not be to the dialect that we're used to, but pay attention to him. This started at a very young age. Look at Quiet on the Set, how big that's getting, what happened with Nickelodeon and Dan Schneider and all of that stuff. Amanda Bynes may not have been projecting herself correctly, but if she was one of the people, if she was going around back in the day saying all of this stuff was happening to her, it probably would have fell on deaf ears. But look at now. And then you look back at Amanda Bynes' behavior and see the things that she was doing, cutting off her eyebrows, being in this place and that. A lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. But it explains itself. Not you talk a lot. Ain't that what you do on a podcast? You talk? Yeah. Weird. Oh, Block Nation, you go. Bust down, Blockiana, bust down. So, and I'm a girl. So I love you guys. We will be back later on today. All right. And we're going to bring more tea as it unfolds. All right. Until then, I love you all. Thank you for all the donations and super stickers and super chats and all that good stuff. Thank you also for the liking the video. Subscribe to the video if you have not already. Until the next show. Oh my God.